Some of the most unique and rare items from the former Nintendo employee. Sealed games, store displays, promo items and watches, and internal photos. So yes, this is the stuff I had to personally carry on with my backpack and a little box on the plane. I was so worried about these. I didn't want any damage to come to these sealed games and all the wonderful items inside these boxes. So right off the bat, you can see the games we have here is a sealed Donkey Kong 3 from Super Nintendo. A little bit of wear, but overall extremely beautiful shape, especially being from a former employee. Sealed first edition Animal Crossing. Sealed Super Mario Sunshine, first version. Mario Party 5, dead stock sealed. All of these will be submitted to get graded. And Mario Golf. And oddly enough, I was in this concept of this had value, but I look back now and it didn't have as much value as I thought it would. But yeah, sealed Magical Mirror Mickey Mouse. Those are the last of the sealed games that I picked up from this former employee collection, and those are some of the best ones. And I need to get them graded, and I'll let you guys know how it all turns out. So that was my carry-on. This was also my carry-on in the box, and this whole box right here, I shoved in my backpack. So we're going to cover this one towards the end. We're going to handle this little tray right here. We have a couple knickknacks and oddities. Some stickers. These aren't really promo items, just fun stuff that was included. But we're going to go through and you can see the surprises under everything. So we have another little display piece. This is a type of little gel sticky pad that would go at the point of counter display or checkout area to advertise the Nintendo GameCube. We have original photos from some of the events from around the world of the mid-90s, let alone January 2001. Check this out. We're going to cover a lot of this stuff later. And my favorite is the Game Boy Girl. Oh, hell yeah. A couple more rounds of photos will come up a little bit later, so don't worry. We have tons of stuff. We have about 14 more large boxes of employee items, including a lot of paperwork, photos, displays. It's just getting back on the ball. It's exciting now. We have 2 Pokemon Pikachu 2 handheld games. A little bit of wear, but they are unused. Those are probably about $50 each. We have a Super Metroid promo pin. That's pretty cool. Super Nintendo stuff is my jam, pretty much. Ask me about sports lenticular button. And these buttons are around $20, $25 each. They're out there in number. Let's put it that way. A couple more. The previous ones I had already sold of the Nintendo official white seal enamel pins. These are really cool. Some of the best pins I have are these. These are really fascinating. These are Ocarina of Time Zelda. So these are the actual little stickers that would go onto the cartridge. They're 1-to-1. I have in a previous video a 2-to-1 scale, which nobody knows what it goes to. These were also part of a promo packet display, and they were attached to the display, to my knowledge. And unused. I think that's really cool stuff right there. Anything Zelda obviously is popular. We have an original promo gift. Another Yoshi and Mario, but no box. We have another Star Fox pen. The little ship that moves up and down, but with the age these days, it doesn't move too much. I guess it ran out of juice. We have a Glow Gear pendant that lights up. Oh, God, this is such great times when this was the in stuff, the most technological promotion pieces. Now we're in some pretty cool stuff here. This is a Mario Party. So this has an adhesive on the back and would be part of a display, or it could be attached on any type, let's say a cabinet that had video games to advertise. Mario Party 3. Or is that 03? Or was it just Mario Party in general? What was this? A couple more basic Super Nintendo promo keychains. These are out there numbered. They're about $25 to $35 each. 2 styles, the round and rectangular. I haven't seen any triangle ones. Or here's the World Nintendo enamel pin. That's about $35, $45. We have a Zelda. This one was not a promo giveaway. This was actually sold in stores. This one's still pretty popular. $25. Here is a little flashlight for the N64. Promo giveaway. I think it's the exact same colors as the actual system. I haven't tried selling one of these yet, but I'm probably going to guess probably 10 to 15, maybe a little bit more. On our Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Zelda, these are the little rubber pins that were given away. Very good pieces. Up on the side, we have a few more things hiding. Charmander from Pokemon Snap, Squirtle, and another Zelda Ocarina lenticular. We have two Street Fighter 2 promo pins. These are really good pieces, being a Street Fighter, and it's early, licensed by Capcom. Those are about $50 each. There's nothing in those. Two more pins. A Nintendo 64 pen. Very nice. And to wrap this one up, we'll have a Metroid Prime lenticular pin. That is a keeper for my collection. That is a much more difficult piece to get than the Super Nintendo one we just showed you at the beginning of the video. That's a cool piece. Don't worry. We got more cool stuff. In the end of the video, we'll show you some more badass displays. So we have a Super Famicom carrying case from Japan. So when I first feasted my eyes upon this case, I just assumed it was full of Super Nintendo system from Japan. The next time I visited, I went through everything. And that's when I popped this puppy open and found out it was not full of Super Nintendo Famicom goodness. It was full of love. More internal paperwork, displays, Christmas cards. This actual carrying case itself was used at the Summer CES 1994. Isn't that awesome? So they were actually using this case to carry their own internal materials from Nintendo. What do we got in here? We have more photos. These are from the various people at Nintendo that would travel from stores to take photos of the layouts and see other people's products, how they had things sold, how the stores had them sold, point of sale, is it good enough? How are they displaying the Nintendo product? I mean, these are things that all companies travel around the world to see, let alone like old school Toys R Us, and just see how things are really on the show floor. Like there's a great shot of all the classic video games. You used to pull the slip out. Remember those good days? There was a Toys R Us in Lafayette, Indiana, up until it closed, obviously. But you would walk in there and it was still old school layout. And you would still have to pull these slips out. And that was up to like a couple of years before Toys R Us closed. It was an amazing old school toy with the slats of different colors in the front. Glad they never changed it, but c'est la vie. Moving on, we have some more photos. This is from Point of Purchase Advertising Institute. So it's a huge convention. And we'll cover more of these photos in another video later because we have tons and tons of these videos. Check it. Ruby version Pokemon Game Boy Advance store display. So this is another clear plastic rubbery. This would adhere to the checkout counter or on a wall or whatnot. But this is a little advertising sticker, but more of a higher quality. And it has the Mudkip. Very cool piece. We'll probably end up keeping that. And to keep that train going, we have... Look at that, more. We have a Mario Kart Super Circuit for Game Boy Advance. And without that, I got Big Boo stuck in between. Check that out. A larger version of the Super Circuit and a smaller version of the Super Circuit. I can't complain. It's just so much goodness. Don't forget to save your games. Buy a memory card, which, actually is really good advice. A little adhesive, never been used. This would be applied again anywhere on a showcase, display cabinet, or it might have been part of a larger display. I don't know. You guys tell me. Some Pokemon sticker book, which was never used. That's pretty cool, old school stuff. Here is the Game Boy SP Advance promo advertisements. Now, I'm not sure if this was actually given out at stores. It possibly could. Or it could just be given out at, an E3 or other types of conventions. But you would open it like so. So it's a little Game Boy SP. There you go. We got a great game right there. Continues to open. Unfold the Love. That's a nice piece. That was some creative advertising right there. So we have, if we can fold it back correctly, which I failed to do. I'll work on that one a little bit later. We have another, don't forget to save your memory card. We have two, or is it supposed to be one? Oh, it's glued together. Lenticular Mario Kart Super Circuit advertising. So this probably has a plastic piece that would hang out over the shelf, like a shelf talker, they call it in the industry. I don't know. You guys tell me. Ooh. Pokemon Sapphire, small version for the large version Ruby we had. That's amazing. Little Nintendo GameCube sticker. Check this one out. New Game Boy Color. Still sealed. What's in there? What is in this thing? So how was this given out? Was this sold? There's no barcode, so this has to be our promo item. What does this look like inside? I'm really curious now. That is really more inventive advertising. I can see a type of promo pin in there or something. You guys let me know what it looks like. That's really cool. Keep that stuff sealed. I'm not going to find out because it'll just ruin the value. Finding one sealed will be much more tougher these days than finding one opened. Moving along. Yoshi's Story. So same thing. This had an adhesive in the back, so it was just been on the display. May have been standalone for N64, but maybe part of a larger display. You guys tell me. Oh, did you guys... Oh, we're losing the case. It's sliding off my lap. Season's Greetings. Christmas card. This is for the Nintendo employees, as well as some other people on the outside that work with Nintendo. They give these out too. This is from 2003. I love Christmas card stuff because this is as close as you can get to like the personal employee stuff, especially when they're signed to other employees. But this is the in-house art family that you would find at Nintendo versus like promo pins. We have Killer Instinct promo CD. The Extreme Full Bore music by Rare. That's cool. We have a couple more of those Game Boy Advance promo pieces. We have dum, bum, bum, Zelda Wind Talker store display. This is a small display for the countertop. It actually has all the instructions, dead stock. Oh, so it would hang off of aisle to advertise. That is super sweet. And it's sealed and it's mint. That is badass. We have some envelopes for the Christmas cards, which are also, Nintendo of America. Gotta have those cards with their envelopes. Same thing as before, a duplicate. Born to Play. Coming 2001. When's that gonna happen? No idea on this one. It's thin enough where it's not a cardboard display, but this might have been like a promo handout, like the little not shelf talker, I'm sorry, like a little standee display. There would be a bunch of these, and you would take one as a customer. I'm probably going to suspect that's what this is. We have a smaller Christmas card. This is from 1992. Again, that was when the Parthenon was built. This is ancient history. So this was really nice. They used Mario Paint to do the images. So we're getting towards the end of the box. We have an N64 watches. 2 of them. These are promos, a little more expensive promos. Very nice. This is, now we're getting to like more rare stuff, of course, other than the promo sticker. This is a luggage tag for the 1997 Nintendo National Meeting at Orlando, Florida. Unused. Still in the original package. That is a difficult piece. How many employees received that? Not too many compared to the other stuff I've been showing you. To wrap it up, we have Majora's Mask, standee. Oh, I don't want to ruin it at all. I'll be so careful with that. Look at that. With all the little reserve your own copy, $10 deposit slips still attached from Walmart. That is so badass. Gotta love your Zelda stuff. Huge fan following. And to wrap it up with the best of the best, we have a shelf talker. So this would be adhere to the shelf and hang down like this and bounce up and down. It's kind of a really amazing, cheap way to advertise your games, but of course it's the best games ever made, Alice in Wonderland and Mermaid Pinball. But this will be a great lead into the other shelf talking displays I picked up right now. So speaking of shelf talkers, here we have an original group lot of shelf talkers. So here we have Kirby's Adventure Vintage Nintendo Entertainment System. Unused, never applied. This is a vacuum formed. It's thicker plastic and it's three-dimensional, as you can see. That's Kirby. We have a more flat one for the Mario Madness. Look at that. Mario 3, Mario World, and Game Boy. That is sweet. Looks like maybe a little bit of damage down there. We have a Star Fox for Super Nintendo. Battle Clash. I mean, did Battle Clash really warrant a store display? Perhaps it did. Oh, was this Super Scope? That explains it then. Moving up, we have Mario Paint store display for Super Nintendo. Oh, yeah, there's more up there. Yeah. Roger Clemens, the best NES baseball game ever. Wario. Ah, Ned. Space Invaders for Game Boy. And moving up, Summertime Fun and a Buy Basic Set Game Boy. That is some early stuff right there. Is this one dated? Don't worry. These are fragile, thin plastic. Look at how old that is. So 1993. Ancient history, as I said. Classic series. Punch-Out, Link, Metroid, and Zelda. Super Nintendo Basic is here, and a Yoshi's Cookie. And the Yoshi Cookie is also a three-dimensional like the Kirby. And all these were unused from a former employee of Nintendo. That is amazing. You just do not find stuff like that. And if you do, they're not this mint.